we're going to start sharing. And if you just came on and your mic is open, please mute your mic. Matter of fact, let me go in here and remute everyone all over again. All right. I want to welcome everybody to the RBBS Logistics Learning Center, Earn While You Learn, Freight Broker Training, and Consulting Operational Training for this Saturday. We have training every Saturday, 10:15 a.m., same back channel, same back time. And I want to welcome everyone. Today, we are going to be going over, we're going to be training on one of the load boards. We're going to train on a different load board every week. And today, we're going to be training on one of the other load boards. We were going to do All Freight Connect, but in looking at it and looking at some of the stuff on it, their load board is for some reason it's a little bit lacking. So we're probably going to drop that one. And you all probably have noticed that in the back office area, we've added some things. We've added some more load boards. We've added the link to the 901 free load boards that we give you access, that you can now get access to. So there's a list of load boards that you can link up to in the back office that'll give you access to 901 free load boards. Now, not all 901 of those load boards are great load boards. Okay, let's not misrepresent that. When you go into that back office and you look at those load boards, you got to go through each one of them and pick the one that you think is good for you. But there are some great load boards in that free load board list. Now, there are a bunch of them in there that are not worth anything, but you just kind of go through them, find the ones you like, kind of explore them and see what they're like, and keep the ones you want, discard the ones you don't. All right. One of the other things that we're going to go over this week that we're going to talk about is building a relationship with your carrier. And I want you all to understand something. Your carrier is your carrier because this is your business. Okay, you don't work for us. Okay, we are not here. Our consulting firm is not here to book freight. Okay, that's not what we do. We are here to teach you how to book freight. We're not here to build our network. We're here to teach you how to build your network. We're not here to teach you. We're not here to develop a relationship with your carrier. We're here to teach you how to develop a relationship with your carrier. So with that being said, if you have a problem with your carrier, then that's a problem you need to address with your carrier. And the only way to avoid problems with your carrier is to have good communications with your carrier. So in other words, and I always like to use things that happen, and I use them as a training tool, because that's the best, because those are the best things to use as a training tool. If you have a carrier, and first of all, let me let y'all know something. In building my network of 315 carriers, I probably went through about 1,500 carriers. Because you have good carriers and you have bad carriers. Good carriers are those carriers you call them up, they send you and they send you the profile sheet, and you send them loads, and they grab the loads, they pick the loads up on time, they run the load, they get you your paperwork on time. Every time you call them, they send you stuff right back and forth. When it's time to get paid, you send them the invoice, and they pay within a day or two of getting that invoice. Those are good carriers. Those are carriers you want to keep, okay? But like anything else, if you want to get something good, you got to weed through the bad. You got to weed them out. And you got a lot of bad carriers out there, but you got a lot of good carriers out there too. So you got to weed out your bad carriers from the good carriers. And the only way to do that is to try them out. Unfortunately, that's the only way to do it. There's no magic cup, there's no magic glasses or something that you can look at a carrier and say, oh, that's a good carrier right there. It doesn't work that way. Okay, you got to try them out. You got to find them loads. You got to run it. You got to dispatch them. You got to run those loads. You got to send them that invoice. If they pay on time, that's a good carrier. If they don't pay on time, they're like a daisical, and you got to stay after them, and then they eventually finally pay, that's a so-so carrier. If that carrier, they run the load, and all of a sudden you can't get in touch with them no more, everything you send them, they don't respond to you, they don't pick up your phone call, that's a bad carrier. You cut them loose. Okay? Don't take it personal. That's just part of business. You cut them loose. Okay? I can't tell you the number of bad carriers I went through in setting up them 315 good carriers that I have right now. But I went through an awful lot of bad carriers. A lot of them. A lot of them I cut loose. A lot of them I wound up sending claims, filing claims with DOT and the Federal Motor Carrier Association and the Federal Bond Service and sending out, all types of follow-up emails and things like this. I mean, I can't tell you the number of follow-ups that we sent out. And I'm going to show this to you real quick. I'm going to show you what we send to carriers that don't pay and how we follow up with them. But I want y'all to understand something. If you have contacted a carrier, you have sent that carrier a dispatch agreement. You have signed that carrier to a dispatch agreement. You have found that carrier a load. You dispatched that carrier. You sent that information over to over to their broker. You sent that information over to the broker. You're the ones who got the confirmation sheet. All right. So now, if for some reason that carrier doesn't pay you, that's a problem that you have. That's not a problem that we have. Okay. Because we're not the ones who is communicating with that carrier. We don't have a relationship with your carrier. You have a relationship with your carrier. And the only way to prevent carriers or to cut down on carriers not paying you on time is to strengthen your relationship with them. Okay? You have to do that. You have to strengthen your relationship with your carrier because this is your business. That is your carrier. That's not our carrier. When you leave here, we don't contact your carrier. We have zero contact with your carrier outside of when you tell us to invoice them to pay you. That's the only time we invoice your carrier. Excuse me for a second. We have this area booked until 1 o'clock. Okay. I'm sorry? Yeah, because we're broadcasting. And we have this area booked until 1 o'clock. All right, thanks. But as I mentioned before, that is your carrier. Okay? So your carrier you have to develop that relationship with your carrier. Okay? So if your carrier is not acting right, you need to get them in check. Okay? Either get them in check or cut them loose. Now, we would do what we can to help you to get that money from that carrier. And here's how we do that. Here's what we send. Let me find a carrier here that is still unpaid. He was overdue. All right, here's an overdue carrier. Just to give y'all a look at how this works. This is all the activity. When they don't pay, here's what we start doing. We send them reminders. And we keep sending them reminders. And we keep sending them reminders. If we send enough reminders, and after 30 days and they haven't got a reminder, we send them this type of notice. This is to notify recipient a revocation of authority claim has been filed against your carrier authority, MC number and DOT number with the FMCSA, that's the Federal Motor Carrier Association, okay? DOT and the Federal Service Corporation. Those are the ones that handle bonding and insurance and all that type of stuff. If it is with regret that these measures needed to be taken, we take no pleasure in depriving a carrier of their legal authority to transport freight. The following claim can be canceled before actions are taken to revoke your authority, MC number, and DOT number. To initiate claim cancellation, remit payment immediately via debit or credit card via this text or email invoice app processed by the RBBS LLC invoice processor. Okay? Now, that's what we send out. Other than that, that's all we can do. Okay? Okay, now I'm not the man I used to be. I can't go knock on somebody's door and put my foot on their neck and say, where's my money? Okay, it doesn't work like that. Okay, I can't do those kind of things no more. Okay, and I don't suggest that you do that either. But other than that right there, that's all we can do. Okay, because that's just part of business. That's part of being an entrepreneur, part of running your own business. Some people are going to pay you, some people are not. When you run into those people that don't want to pay you, you cut them loose. Don't send them any more loads. You don't have anything else to do with them. That's just, don't take it personal. It's just part of business. You got to go through the bad to get to the good. And when you build your network of good carriers, because that's what it's all about, you're weeding through this whole bunch of carriers, and you're weeding through it, and you're weeding through this nest of carriers. When you find the good ones, you keep them. When you find the so-so ones, you call on them every now and then. When you find the bad ones, you just cut them loose. Drop them like a bad habit. Don't bother with them. Leave them alone. Even if they call you back, say, hey, I need a load. I don't deal with y'all no more. That's how I handle it. Okay? That's how I handle it. Okay? So just like the old saying, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, well, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So you ain't gonna fool me twice. So when the carrier doesn't pay me, drop him. I send all the necessary stuff I need to send to him, and you can go to the Federal Motors Carriers site, and you can file a complaint, yourself also too. But that's as far as we can go with it. Okay, that's as far as we can go with it. If a carrier doesn't want to pay, a carrier doesn't want to pay. There's not much we can do about it except what? File the necessary claims and let that process go the way that process goes. Okay? So that's how that works. All right? So with that being said, but the way to avoid that, the best way to avoid that is to have communication with your carrier. Have good lines of communication open between you and your carrier. If you're talking to your carrier on a weekly basis, you call them up, asking them, on where you're at, what type of loads you need, and you make sure that they understand the process. And when they book a load, and you're taking them from start to finish, and you're following that workflow, if you're communicating with them effectively, when you're communicating with them effectively, they understand that you're staying in contact with them, and then they have a clear understanding of what that process is. All right. So at every step of the way, you've got to let them know. Say, hey, look, we've contacted the broker. The broker says that he's got your money ready. We're going to be sending you over the invoice. How soon can we expect time frame of you to pay that invoice? Ask him that. That's your money. You should be asking them that. Don't be afraid to ask them. Okay, they know they owe you money. I mean, trust me, people know when they owe you money. So don't feel like you offending them for asking them what's going to be the ETA on them paying that invoice. Okay, because we're going to send it to them. They're going to get it promptly, and we're going to give them 2 days to pay it before we start sending the reminders. After 2 days, we start sending all these reminders, as you see here. Okay, but we make every attempt to collect, and we follow, and we do our best to. But like I said, I can't show up at their door and put my foot on the net. Okay, that's not how it works. This is business, and sometimes people pay you, sometimes they don't. But the idea is to build yourself a network of good carriers, and that's what it's all about. All right, so let's get out of that. Any questions on communicating with your carriers and you have the agreement so you can file your claim. Okay, I mean that's just business. I don't care who you are. If when you buy a car, and you don't pay for that car, what happens? Can they make you pay? No. They can come get the car if that's what they want to do, but they can't make you pay it. right? That's within the thing. That's just how it is. And someone just asked the question, what is the signed agreement form purpose if we have no protection? That signed agreement is so you can do what? If you decide you want to take them to small claims court, you can take your signed agreement and you go to a small claims court, if that's what you want to do. That signed agreement is so that you have proof that if you go and file with the Federal Motor Carriers Association, you can send them a copy of that signed agreement. That's what that's for. That signed agreement is for want to file with the Federal Bond Service. You can send them that signed agreement and say, hey, they signed an agreement. Okay? That's what allows you to legitimately file your claims. Now, after that, even then, the claim service can't make them pay. They may put a hold on their authority, or they may restrict their authority, but you still can't make them pay. No one can actually make them pay because it is illegal for you to go and put a gun to someone's head or put your foot on someone's neck and say, pay me my money. That's business. And business is not for the faint of heart. Okay? No one said that running a business was easy. It's not. Trust me, it is not. It requires a thick skin. It requires, especially this industry, because look at who you're dealing with. You have a lot of carriers. You have a lot of these truck drivers, especially these new truck drivers that just getting into the game. A lot of them don't respect business. They don't respect the game. They don't respect the industry like a lot of the old school guys are. Now, believe it or not, these old school guys, I mean, they may hoop and holler and sound all whatever, but they'll pay you. They will pay you because they understand. But you got some that are just totally off the wall. But that's just how it is. This is business, and in any business, I don't care what business you do. You're gonna have good customers. You're gonna have bad customers. Especially when you're dealing in the service industry, where your money depends on you servicing your clientele over and over and over again. You have good clientele, you have bad clientele. And you have to make sure that you keep up with your good clientele and you get rid of your bad clientele. That's just business. That's how it is. I went through it. Everybody who was in this industry, who has got a good source of carriers that they rely on week in and week out, have gone through the exact same thing. And it's not going to change for you. You're going to go through the exact same thing. All right? Any other questions on that? Any other questions? I got a question before we move on. All right. Let's go into the back office area here. As you notice, everybody who comes on, if you're new to us, RBBStransport.com. Oh, by the way, we're changing the website address. The website address will be changing this week. It will no longer be RBBStransport.com. It will be dispatchersnetwork.com. So, and we're changing that. It's either going to be dispatchersnetwork.com or nationaldispatchersnetwork.com, or maybe abbreviation, NDN.com, something like that, or something like that. But it is going to be more reflective of what you all have going on. Also, you all notice in the back office that we have a group email now that you all can make use of. Okay, let's go to the back office area here at RBBStransport.com for right now, but that is going to be changing this week. Our regular stuff, our contracts and agreements are all here. If you want to see what these are, if you haven't gone over these yet, go back and look at training videos number 28 and 27, and some of 29. Training videos number 28 and 27, and it goes over these agreements extensively, line by line, word by word. Go back and review them. Also, new members. Please go back and review the videos, the training videos. That's why we record them. Please go back and review them. Okay, before you come on the chat group and asking a whole lot of questions that you can get the answers from on just watching the videos. Because I promise you, if you watch the videos, if you review them and you take notes, then you watch them about 2 or 3 times, and you're taking notes, you jot down the questions that you have, and as you watch the videos, when it answers those questions, you write it down. I promise you, those videos will answer 90% of the questions that you have that you're bombarding the chat group with. Okay? While we're on the thing about the chat group, please do not call other members of the chat group after hours on Sundays, you know, on their downtime. If you're contacting them through the chat group, that's fine. If they're on the chat group and you're sending them a message through the chat group, that is fine. But please don't start calling their extensions on a Sunday night or calling them up, you know, and stuff like that, because they didn't sign on for that. Okay, they didn't sign on for that. We signed on for that, and that's going to be changing a little bit here. Lately, we're going to be having more business structured hours, so that we can actually get more done. So starting next week, as a matter of fact, starting next week on Saturdays after the course, after the training on Saturday, I would not be answering direct phone calls from students from Saturday after 1 o'clock up until probably Monday morning. I will be answering calls from carriers. We will be answering calls from potential students who are coming on, who are calling on the recruiting line. We will be answering. We will be taking care of other stuff, because I actually have got to create some more time to get everything done that we need to get done, like upgrading the back office site, working on the things for the get you all ready for the auto hauling, getting our carrier authority. There's a whole lot of stuff that we've got to get done to get you all on track with the auto hauling and getting some stuff done. And I've got to spend more time with these load boards and figuring out a format, because they all have different formats when you're loading up stuff. I mean, some of them want them in the CVS file, some want them in a regular Excel file. So I'm actually working with several load boards right now and trying to get them all to agree to one format, so that when we send it out, we can send them out to them all at one time, and that way we can post mass loads. So we've got to create some more. I've got to create some more time to do that type of stuff. So. But that's going to be happening. But we will be having you will be able to call me up anytime during the week, you know, like y'all do now. Some of y'all call me at 2 in the morning. You'll still be able to do that anytime during the week. You can call us up, and if you have a question about something, or if you want me to go over something with you, I'll be more than happy to go over with you. If you want to schedule a private consultation, we'll be able to do all that stuff too. But after the operational training on Saturdays at 1 o'clock, we're pretty much probably going to be inaccessible until Monday morning. Okay? So Sundays, Saturdays, you know, late Saturdays, all day Sundays, stuff like that. Okay. You can call, and you may get through to me, and you may not, but I'm not going to make any promises. My promises are from Monday through Friday, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, no, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Yeah, Monday through Friday. You can call me Monday through Friday, you know, like y'all do now. You know, some of y'all call, some of y'all text, some of y'all send me something on Facebook or whatever the case may be, and I pick up. You know, doesn't matter what time it is, what time in the morning it is, I pick up, because you never know what you all have something to do or have something that you want to discuss, and it may be urgent in your mind. So we try to make sure we handle all that with you. Okay, back to what I was saying. With this, if you want to look over these contracts and things like this and that, go back and review videos 28, 27, and 26, 27, and 28. And it covers those extensively. It's a segment where we go over those word for word, line by line. All right? Tools and resources. We've added some stuff to the tools and resources. Notice here, make sure that everyone goes over this workflow. Okay, make sure you go over the workflow. The workflow is there to help you go from start to finish. Okay, make sure you read the workflow. Make sure you understand it. Go through it, read it. If you have questions about it, give me a call. We'll talk about it, or shoot me a message, something on the chat group, or shoot me a private message, or give me a call, and we'll go over it with you. But if you read this a couple of times, I'm pretty sure it's pretty well written. Mr. Charles Money put this together. He did a great job at it. It's well written. It flows well. You should be able to understand it perfectly. It's step by step from 1 going on down to step 5, and how to get a load from start to paid out. Okay? So make sure you follow that workflow. Okay? Also, another thing is, instead of you all sending your dispatch agreements over as you get them signed, you no longer need to do that. As a matter of fact, we don't want you to do that at all. Now, get your dispatch agreements, because those are your dispatch agreements. They're for you to have on file, not really for us. They're for you to have on file. Get your dispatch agreement. Get your, when you get it, make sure you get a copy of it and keep you a copy of it. When you get your confirmation sheet and rate sheet, get a copy of it, keep a copy of it. When you get your BOL, get a copy of it and keep a copy of it. Because what you're going to do now is you're going to go through the process of booking your loads. Okay, you're gonna book the loads. You're gonna get the confirmation sheet. You're gonna, if you need to fill out a carrier package, you're gonna get that over to the carrier. You're gonna fill it out. You're gonna do all that stuff. You're gonna go through the load getting picked up, load getting delivered. The carrier sending you the BOL and his invoice to send to the broker. You're gonna send it over to the broker. The broker's gonna send that to their factoring company. They're gonna get paid on it. A week after you send that over to the a week after you send your BOLs over to the broker, you're going to follow up with the broker and find out what's ETA on your carrier's pay, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to follow up and find out what's ETA on your carrier's pay. The broker's going to tell you, oh, I paid him yesterday, or I'm paying him tomorrow, or we just processed his pay today. Then, at that time, when you're ready for us to invoice that carrier, is when you send us all that paperwork. Okay, so you won't have to be sending it twice. You won't be sending it as you go along, and this should free up more of your time to do what? Find and book more freight. And it'll let us free up more time for us to be able to do other things too. Our interns can actually concentrate on other things, like getting you all's, getting new people's profiles done more fast, quicker, getting things updated on the website, handling calls that's coming in from carriers and things like that. So you're going to hold all your paperwork until it's time to do what? To invoice your carrier. When you're ready to invoice your carrier, then you send over your dispatch agreement, your confirmation worksheet, your rate confirmation, and your BOL, along with your name, phone number, and your extension, and your email address, your carrier's name, phone number, cell phone number, and their email address, your
We're just looking to drink some water.
Oh, just might do that. Yeah. Your carrier's name, phone number, and email address. You send all that over then. And your broker's name, phone number, MC number, and their email address. And also, we're going to be adding one more thing. And I'm going to add that to the back office site. I'm going to add that to the workflow. One more thing. You're also going to be sending over where you got the load from. In other words, if you got the load from Charles Mundy's load board, let us know. This load came from such and such load board. If you got the load from TNT Freight load board, this came from such and such. If you got the load from Miss Carolyn Purnell, this load came from Carolyn Purnell. Because why? So they can get their 2.5% of the load fee. You get your 5%, they can get their 2.5%. Because you bring a load to the group, and someone in that group finds a carrier and runs that load, you're still getting your same 5% because it's your carrier, but since they provided the load, they get 2.5%, and then we get 2.5%. Okay, so that's going to be added. So we're going to be asking you all, where did you get the load from? So go ahead and get used to sending that over too, and keep it a track. Make sure you keep a track of where you got that load from. Okay, of who you got that load from. If that was a joint venture between you and Charles Mundy, or you and Miss Purnell, or you and Miss Sharita, or whoever it was, or Mr. Worley, whoever it was, whoever you got that load from, that's gonna be added to that your invoice request for pay. Okay? All right. Any questions on that? Any questions on that? Okay, no one has a question on that. All right, good. Let's move on. But make sure you read that. Okay, that is the workflow. Okay, make sure you read and you understand that. If you have a question about it, give me a call. Also down here, you notice here that we have what's called a shared email. Now, this shared email is actually going to help bring you all more business. If you all notice, we posted something on the chat group. I posted some. I've been posting leads on the chat group. Okay, Like if a caller calls up, if a carrier calls up, and he says, I've got, such and such and such, I've got this load, I got that load, I got a load that's running here, I got a load that's running there, or whatever the case may be, and I need a truck. We are going to be using this email address. This is for you all. This is you all's email address. It is a shared email address. Okay? There is the email address, there is the password. Before we broadcast this, that password is going to change, of course, because we don't want people out there seeing our password and getting into you all shared email address. So that password is going to change, but that's what it is right now. And right now, only you all are seeing it because this is not being broadcast yet. But it is going to change, and we're going to change it in the back office before we post this on to YouTube, so it won't be the same password. But in this, you'll be able to click on this. It'll take you right to the email address. And all you got to do, I've got mine set up to where it remembers all my email addresses. All you got to do is click on it. And let's see here. Where was it at? Not this, but no. Oh, it's not in there. Okay, so fine. I gotta put it in. I gotta put it in. It is Dispatch Network. It is Dispatch Network at Outlook.com. All right. That is you all shared email address. All right. The password right now, you all can see it in the back office. But that is going to change. And when that changes, we're going to change it. All right. I'm going to click don't save for right now. But this is you all this is your shared email address. Now, when you send things over to us, you're still going to send it over to dispatch at RBBStransport.com. Okay, when you send things over to us to be processed, this email will be promoted. We're going to start promotions this week. We're going to start doing some promotional videos that we're going to be putting on YouTube, some stuff brand new we're going to be putting on Facebook. We're going to be sharing it on Twitter. We're going to be sharing it on LinkedIn. We're going to be sharing it on Instagram. We're going to be sharing them all over the place. And it's going to be primarily, it's going to go in all the trucking groups that we're going to be sending out, all the trucking groups, the owner-operator groups, and things like that. It's going to be geared toward those individuals who have loads and need trucks, and individuals who have trucks and need loads. You got a lot of these big trucking companies, a lot of these big companies, so we've been getting a lot of inquiries from some dispatch firms. Okay, because you got some dispatch firms that call us up and say, "Hey, I need trucks in such and such. I need trucks in such and such. I need trucks going here. I need trucks going there. I need a truck for this type of load or that type of load." We've been getting calls like that. Okay, normally we really didn't know what to do with other dispatch firms that called us. Okay, but now what we're going to be doing is we're going to have them to send over their request to that email address. You all have access to that email address. You all will be able to log into that email address, view those requests, and then make contact with those people and try and supply them with the trucks or with the loads that they need. Do y'all understand what I just said? Okay? If you understand it, give me a yes, I understand in the little text thing there.
I got it.
All right, great. All right, great. Because this is a little bit of a game changer, okay? Because now, because some of you have actually came to me and said, this dispatch firm said they got a whole bunch of trucks, but they don't have they don't want loads for them. But because they were a dispatch firm, we were kind of, okay, they're already a dispatch firm, so how are we going to get paid? This way, if they contact you and they need trucks, right, that means you already have your dispatch agreement with your carrier. So if your truck runs the load, your carrier is going to pay you the 10%. You're still going to get your 5%. We're going to get our 5%. See how that works now?
Thank you.
Right? Because you already have your dispatch agreement with your carrier. So if they tell you that they got loads for, I've got some dedicated loads in Kentucky, and I got some hopper loads, I got some hopper bottom loads. Matter of fact, that's the one that I posted onto this site. We posted someone who had a whole bunch of hopper bottom loads. We posted it to the chat group, and that's how this idea came to me to create a shared email address that all of you all can log into. You can look at what's on there. You can actually send stuff out from that email. Those of you who were worried about sending stuff out from your own private email, you want to have a way to send out emails, okay? You can use that email address to send stuff out now. Because it says what? Dispatch. It says what? Dispatch Network at Outlook.com. Okay, it's not your personal email address. So you can send emails out from there. If you want to send emails to carriers or whoever you want to send your emails out to, now you can use that email address as your email address to send stuff out from. Okay? And you can put in your extension for them to call you back and all that type of stuff. So it works. It's a dual type of email. It works for you all to go in and see what new prospects have sent stuff in as far as needing trucks or needing loads. Primarily, we're going to gear towards those people who have loads and who are looking for trucks. That's who we're going to gear it toward. It's also going to it's also going to go out to people who have trucks and who are looking for loads, also too. It's just that so when you contact them, that's your opportunity to get their carrier group signed up to what? A dispatch agreement. So if they call it, if they go to their email address, they send stuff in and say, hey, I need, I've got a carrier group of 17 trucks, and we need loads running this here, 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 and here, 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 and here. That's your opportunity to get on there, call that guy up, say, hey, my name is such and such and such, and as I saw your email, sent on to the National Network of Dispatchers, and we are a network, 320 some dispatch firms strong. We all share loads, so we've got plenty of loads that we can probably match with your trucks. And I'd like to sign you up to a dispatch agreement. And by the way, how much money do your trucks need to move your truck? How much money you need to move your trucks? And go right into your pitch. How much money you need to move your trucks? What are you looking for? How much money you need to be profitable? You need $2 a mile? You need $2.20 a mile? You need $1.75 a mile? You need $2.50 a mile? Find out what they need. Find out where they want to run. Okay, what states you want to run in? I want to run Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, and Texas. All right, great. All right. What type of loads you need? Anything flatbed. We'll take some equipment loads too. As long as it's not more than what? 40,000 pounds, or not more than 40,000 pounds. You see what I'm saying? Find this stuff out. Create your profile sheet. Have your carriers profile. So when you call them up, you're able to effectively dispatch them. Send them where they need to go. Find the loads that they need to have. But this is going to help you all to actually sign on more carriers, because when you got carriers that are reaching out to you, instead of you reaching out to them, that's a much easier close. That's what's called a soft close. It's not a hard close. So that carrier has reached out to us based on our branding and advertising ads that we're putting out. They read it. They are interested in it. So they are sending that stuff over. They are making contact with you instead of you making contact with them. That's called a soft close. That's not a hard close. All right. Kim says, so will the email that is linked to our personal email check? No, your email is still the same. Okay? You can still receive emails to your personal email. That is a group email. That's a group email. You still have your own personal email address if you want someone to send you something personal. But this email address, you can actually send stuff out if you want to send stuff out. And then when you send stuff out, you can put down there, when you send stuff back in, send it back to my personal email. Like if you send a message out, say, hey, this is Kim. I was sending you this message because we have some loads that I think you might be interested in. If you want to get back in touch with me, respond back to or reply back to my personal email, Kim@shipwithRBBS.com, or give me a call, 866-973-6445, extension 700, or whatever it is. Okay? But this is a way for you to send an email without them having your personal email address. Okay? There's also a way for you all to log in and check prospects that have sent stuff in on needing trucks or needing loads. Okay? All right. Just another tool, just another resource for you all to have, because again, we want y'all to book freight. Okay? So that's another way that we can help you do that. All right. Any questions on that public shared email address? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All right, good. I'm better 1,000 for today. I'm doing good. Well, I'm clear, concise. Everybody understanding me. My eyes are not working too bad today. I gotta get my eyes fixed, man. I mean, I'm telling you, since that flu, that's caused some serious damage on my eyes. Cause I'm literally, y'all know I had to give up driving. I literally had to give up. The doctor told me don't drive. He told me don't drive. So I had to give up driving until I get my eyes fixed. So I've been doing the Uber and Lyft thing here now for about a month or so, just straight Uber and Lyft. But I'm kind of liking the Uber and Lyft though. It's kind of like being chauffeured around, so it's pretty good. If it did, it'd be great, but it is what it is, right? All right, let's get back to. All right, that's your email address. That's the public. That's your shared email address. There's your login and stuff for that. All right, going down here. All right, 901 free load boards. All right, we've added the link to the 901 free load boards for everybody to access. Okay, because some people were asking me about it. Went back and found it, pulled it up. There it is right there in the back office. All you gotta do is click on it. Takes you right to it. You can pull up those 901 free load boards. It's offered by Equip My Finance. Is what is that's presented by, and they got some pretty good load boards on here. Now some of these are not worth anything. I'm just some are just I wouldn't even qualify them as load boards, but they got a great deal. I think out of the 901, there's about 40, 45 of them, maybe 50 that are decent load boards. There are about 20 of them that are actually pretty good. I would say they're borderline great. Got some great features, great things going on with them. So just kind of go through them. There's a whole bunch of them on here. You can go through them, find the ones you like. Some you got some brokerage firms on here, like Night Brokerage, I think. I remember there was one load board that I did find on here because I remember going through it. I can't put my finger on it just yet. There was one load board on here. When I saw loads on here, that was like, and they were paying like almost $6-7 per mile. Now, if you ask me which one it was, I can't tell you because frankly I don't remember. I remember when I was browsing through them about a month ago, and I ran across it. One of you all might know what it was because one of you all may have seen it. But I did go through here, and they had several loads. They had quite a few loads that was up around $4, $5, and $6 per mile, and there were some great loads. So they've got some good load boards in here, okay? And it was one of the free load boards at that. But here you see here they got some decent loads in here right now. Some stuff that they've got going on. You have to go through it, kind of look at it, and see what they got going on. They got stuff here for night and Swift, some Swift and night loads. If you want just night loads, you can go on right there. If you want just Swift loads, you can click on that right there, and it'll pull up just Swift loads. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good little load board. If you're looking for stuff like that, if you're looking to work with night or Swift, so that one right there. Some other load boards they got in here. Got a whole bunch of stuff here. Maverick Transportation. I've heard of them before. Look at that. They got a ton of loads. Wow. Maverick Transportation. They got a ton of loads, look like. Yeah, that's quite a few loads. Looks like you just got to go through them, and then you have to call them up. You got the load numbers and stuff. You got the phone number, and where you can call them up and ask them about the loads. ascending, descending. See what the difference is. You got the email address. You can click on it, and you can right there. You click on the email address. You can shoot them an email. You can probably shoot them a bid. Normally, when they have stuff like this, where you request for information on load number such and such, is got the broker's name on there. You put in there your email address. You type your message in, and you send it to them. You know, and they contact you back. So you can probably put in bids there too. It's normally when you see stuff like that, they accept bids on the loads. So, hey, you know, they got some good load boards. There's a lot of, it's definitely worth you all going in and taking a look at, you know, kind of going through them and finding the ones that fits for you, or that's right for you, or that's, you know, ones that you like. Here's another one, NFI Logistics. Looks like they got some good stuff there. Yep. Like this one, you might have to create a login, but you know they got all that stuff there for you. So just yeah, take a look at those load boards. They're there. There's a bunch of them on there. So just make sure you Sharan, that's what it was. Thank you. Who was anonymous? But you're right. That's who had those paying loads.
That's me, Zoe Henderson, man.
Okay, yeah, Zoe, you're exactly right. That's who it was. It was Sharan. That's
yeah,
exactly
who it was. They had that $6,000, that $6,800 load.
Yeah, Sharan had some good loads. The Sharan brokers, that's who it was. That's who it was. They had some good paying freight. But that's exactly who it was. See what they got going on here now. I don't know if it's my server. It's not allowing me to put up their loads.
Yeah, that's the same thing I got. Something wrong with the load board right now.
Yeah, I may have to contact them and see what's going on. But I know they had some good paying freight on their load board the last time we looked at them. They probably done changed their. Yeah, like it says here, this is a small freight brokerage that has a load board on their website which features an interactive map, but it is not very active. So there was a small, but they had some good freight though. They did have some good freight. I might have to just locate them on Google and then call them up and see what's going on with them. Now that's another thing. Use this as a reference to find these companies. Call them up and see if you can get them to start sending you their load list. Now that's an idea. Okay? You call them up, pitch them, see if you can get them to just start sending you their load list every morning. Okay? And then you have the load list, and then you have to say, hey, mind if I repost some of these? Mind if I post some of these? I'm just on the load board. It's only going to help them do what? Move more loads. You get the permission, then you got yourself a list of loads that you can post. Okay? So use it that way too. Okay? But there it is. That's your list of the 901 free load boards. It's all right there. If you want to go through them, go through them. I advise you to go through them. Could bring you some pretty good leads. All right, let's go over some load board training here real quick. I was going to go over All Freight Connect, and well, I'm going to show it to you because All Freight Connect is a load board that we've been using, but they've been kind of lacking on their updating their load board. And the reason why I say that is because they got some stuff on here that I know is gone. They got some of our old loads still on here that are gone. Okay, so they're not updating the load board as well as they should be. As you can see here, they've got a list of vehicles, but they don't have the list of vehicles is not very extensive. So in other words, if you go in here if you go in here and you click on flatbed, okay, you should get a whole bunch of trucks. But the way they do it, they got these ads that the carriers will post. They have their own personal ads that a carrier will post about their truck or about their company. So you can go in and kind of review, each ad and click on the carrier's, link to send them an email. Some of them may have their website link in there and things like that. But or you can just call them up, and see if you can get them signed on and pitch them. But they have full carrier ads. They don't have like just a list of carriers you pull up. They post their full ads to you who they are, what they do, and things like that. So it's a decent source for finding that type of stuff. If you're looking for different carriers that you want to pitch and get signed up to a dispatch agreement. As far as loads are concerned, they've got a lot of loads on here. A lot of these loads are outdated. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Take for instance, let's just click on one of these. A lot of these loads are outdated. Okay, I'm sorry, I gotta sign in, first of all. Let me log in. That might help, right? That might help. Let's log in. I'm already logged in. Alright. So let's get loads. And it's supposed to be logged in already, right? So that's what I don't like about this load board. It's kind of confusing. Here we go. It's not very. I'm supposed to be able to just click on these and get the details. Maybe I'm not completely logged in. Let me try this again. Let's log out and log back in. All right, let's do that. Log out, log back in. Let's see what happens. All right, get loads. All right, see what happens. All right, there we go. Now it's right because you have the details out here beside it. You're supposed to be able to click on this and it pulls up the details. All right. So as you can see, they got a lot of loads, but as you can see, like this one right here, this load was available from 3/29 to 4/4. Okay, so that's expired already. Unless you call her up and she says, "Oh yeah, we got some new ones up," but I know they normally on here they'll run their loads for their semi-dedicated loads. That's what I was noticing about their load. When they have the up-to-date freight on here, most of their loads are semi-dedicated loads, which means they run from a period of time to a period of time, which means they run the same loads every week or every other day or every day up until they expire. Like on here, this load was running from March 29th till the 4th of April. Okay, but then after that, but now it's expired. It looks like they were picking up like maybe daily or every other day or something like that. But now it's expired. And I'm having trouble finding loads that are up to date on here right now. Like again, March 29th until the 4th. That's what, and they've got a lot of loads, but most of them are expired. They even got some of our loads on here that are expired. Like there's one. This is one of our loads that's expired, and they're still on here. So they're not updating their load board the way they should be. Because this is one of our loads that's an expired load, as you can see there. There's my information. It was something from Tyler and the TNT Freight, but that load is expired. So I'm debating on whether we're going to keep them in the back office or not, or I'm going to look to add something else. I'm thinking about getting you all access to truckers, to one of the other more prominent ones. I'm talking with the people with the money and see if they want to come up off that money to do that. So we'll see how that goes. But the only thing about that is those more prominent load boards, they don't allow you to have multiple access. They don't allow you one person at a time. So it's like 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the next. But we'll see what we can do with that. All right. One of the other load boards that I wanted to go over here is TNT Freight. So we're going to go over this one today real quick. Next week, this week we're going to go over this one. Next week we're going to go over, which is another interesting load board, is the one offered by XXX Dispatching Service. That's kind of like a dual, it's like a dual part load board. I'll give y'all a quick look at it, but we're going to be going over this next week. I want y'all to go in there this week, look at it, bounce around on it, you know, get familiar with it, because it's got some pretty good stuff on it. This is, I think, Charles Mundy's load board. He's the one that brought this to us. Like I see, there it says, welcome Charles. So he's the one that brought this to us. And it's got some interesting stuff on it. It's got some pretty good loads on here, too. I don't know if Charles wants to chime in and give us some of the pointers on this load board, but we're definitely going to be going over this more extensively next week. Our training is going to be on this load board. Okay? But just giving you all a quick sneak peek at it right now. But it's got a dual part to it, and the other part to it I haven't posted on here because it's good, but I don't want to confuse you all. Okay, so we need to because I want to have training on it before I introduce the other part of that load board and or the other aspect of it. So, but it's a really, really good aspect of it. And we're going to have training on it next week. But let's go back to what we're doing today with this load board. All right? So today we're going to do the free freight search. This load board we're going to be training on today. With free freight search, of course, you come in, you log in. I think we're logged in already. Let's click here to be sure. Oh, there we go. We're going to log in. We're going to log in. Now, this was brought to us by TNT Freight. Mr. Terrell Davis is the one that brought us this load board. Now, remember, if you all go out and you bring us a load board that we don't already have, the one that we don't already have, if you bring us a load board and we put it in the back office area, what the case would be, anybody who books loads from that load board, you're going to get your 2.5%. So that goes back to when they invoice the carrier and we ask them, where did you get that load from? Who did you get that load from? What load board did you get that load from? So because one of you all took the initiative to go out and sign up to a load board, and you brought that load board back and you gave it to the network. Now, people in the network, they book one of those loads. They book any load from that load board. Any load from that load board. They book any load from that load board. The person who brought in that load board, who introduced that load board to the network, gets 2.5% of load fee. Okay? And that's pretty good because it allows you all to, to get rewarded for your efforts, regardless of what it is. Okay? So, we have that too. All right. Let's go over this load board. Now, in this load board, you have a dashboard, you have post trucks, you have managed trucks, you have search loads, you have credit reports, you have freight factoring, of course, you have your accounts and that type of stuff. Now, let's go with the obvious. Let's go with search loads. Now, here's what I like about this load board. You can come in here and you can put in, that always happens, don't it? Hold on a second. That always happens. I bet I know who this is. I bet you that's Mr. Roger Jackson. Watch this. This is Cal with RBBS.
Hey, Cal,
Who's this? Hey, Roger, how you doing? Yeah, we're in the middle of our Saturday training conference, Roger.
My computer's down on the phone. What's the ID? What's the ID to log in, Carol?
You mean the ID for what?
It's asking me for my ID number for the login on the thing.
For the shoot. I don't know it offhand, but if you go to You said your computer is down, right? What are you on the? Were you trying to log in on the phone? Shoot, Roger, I really couldn't tell you right offhand, and you caught me right in the middle of the orientation. All I can tell you is, yeah. All I can tell you is this: it's gonna be recorded, and you'll be able to review it. And I have to go over it after we finish because I don't want to take away from the time because we only got about 40 minutes left, and there's a lot of stuff I got to go over. Okay. All right. I called that one on the head, didn't I? I told you who it was. That's how well I know all of you all. Okay? I'll tell you this right now. I know every last one of you all got your little things, your little things that you do, things that you do. And I know all of you all. Trust me. I know every last one of you all. If I don't know you, I'm going to get to know you. Because all of y'all got your little quirks and little things you do and stuff. And Roger, he doesn't really believe in technology a whole lot, so he calls a lot. so you know, I have to be more hands-on with him because he doesn't do technology. He doesn't do Facebook. He doesn't do, you know, he doesn't do computers. He's old school, but he's booking freight. He's old school, but he books freight. Also, he's the one that says that he'll be happy to do all your hot shots. So if you got any hot shot carriers, things like that, he said and like your hot shots, your box trucks and things like that, he said he'll be happy to take them on. Okay, so keep that in mind. But see, now Charles, give me the code. Yeah, Charles, you're right. That is the number. That's the code. But I have to call it back. I have to make sure he gets it for next week and make sure he reviews the video and everything. Because I don't want to take away from you all's time. All right. So we quickly. But anyway, here's what I like about this load board. This load board, you can search multiple dates and things like that. Like here, like if you're looking for loads that's leaving out of a certain state, I don't even put the city. I just click on it, and when you pull up, it pulls them up right by the states. I just go ahead and I click Alabama. Leaving Alabama going nowhere. So if you got a carrier who is in Alabama, all you got to do is go in and say, hey, man, I'm in Alabama. I'm trying to get out of Alabama. I don't care where I'm going. Just get me out of Alabama. I'm in Florida. We'll put Florida because everybody gets stuck in Florida. And that's a good one. So everybody gets stuck in Florida. You say, I'm in Florida. I'm trying to get out of Florida. And where you at in Florida? I'm in Miami. So we're going to put in Miami, Florida. All right? He said, just get me out of Miami, man. I'm trying to get out of here. You can leave all this other stuff blank, and you put down what it is. He says, man, I'm a flatbed. All right? So then you go in here and you put in flatbed. And you just click search. All those. Leaving out of Miami. Look at that. You got him away out of Florida. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I like about this load board. It gives you a real quick access. And they got a lot of load. A lot of load. And when you call up on some of these loads, some of this load is disappearing freight. And now, here's what's going to happen. When you click on this, it's going to pull up, you know, who has this load. You're going to call them up. This is Total Quality Logistics. My mama always told me, if you ain't got nothing good to say about somebody, don't say nothing at all. So with that being said, let's just go and find another load. All right? Let's find another load. That's what my mama always told me. She said, you ain't got nothing good to say about somebody, don't say nothing at all. So with that being said, we gonna find us another load. And don't ask me to explain myself on Total Quality Logistics, because those of you who know me know why I don't deal with Total Quality Logistics. But anyway, all right, let's go find another load. Let's find something else. All right, let's look at something else. Let's look at another load leaving out of Florida. Now, don't get me wrong, you can grab some of these loads from TQL. All I'm going to say is this: watch yourself, protect yourself. That's all I'm going to say to you. Watch yourself. And they got a lot of loads on here. But anyway, if you call one of these guys up at TQL, be sure not to give them your carrier's DOT number until you're sure that carrier wants that load. Now, I'm going to say this again. If you call someone up from TQL, I'm not saying anything publicly bad about TQL. I'm just saying, put it this way. If you call up any broker, be sure that you don't give them your carrier's DOT number until you're sure your carrier wants that load. That's just a way of protecting yourself. Call them, like Forrest Gump said, that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay? Because I don't want to get myself into trouble. Have TQL calling me saying, hey, why you bad-mouthing us? The truth, man. But just make sure you protect yourself at all times. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Protect yourself at all times. When it's like boxing, you get in that ring, and when that referee is giving you instructions, what's the first instruction he give you? Gentlemen, protect yourself at all times. What's the last instruction he give you? Gentlemen, protect yourself at all times. And one of the greatest quotes from boxing ever. Greatest quote in life, one of the greatest quotes ever. Everybody's got a plan until they get hit. Mr. Mike Tyson said that. Believe that or not, that's a quote from Mike Tyson, and that is the truest quote you will ever get. I don't care what it is. It applies to business. It applies to boxing. It applies to friendships. It applies to everything. Everybody's got a plan until you get hit. Okay, so just remember that. All right. Yeah, Jarvis King said, yeah, they got me. I'm not going to tell you what else he said. Okay, Jarvis, we understand. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, we're gonna leave that at that. All right, let's, but anyway, when you call these guys up, you call them up, whatever this and that, you ask them about the load, and you're going to ask them, okay, and how much does that load pay? And now remember, broker's job is to try to keep as much money as he can. So we tell you what that load pays. Like I think we had a student that called me and said that he talked to a broker, and the broker told him, he said, how much the load pays, and the broker said it's paying $1.95 per mile, or it's paying $900 some odd dollars, and the load was going like 600 some odd miles, right? And he asked it, and his response after that was, is that okay? Now, if a broker says to you, is paying this, is that okay? What does that normally mean? He can pay more. Exactly. And it means that he can pay more. If he follows that up with, is that okay? Okay, he can pay more. Zoe, you still on that question? That's a question you asked a while back, ain't it? If the agreement does not protect us from carrier not paying us, how does it protect us from brokers from whom want to take our carrier? Like I said before, this business is not for the faint of heart. That's why we tell you all protect yourself at all times. There is nothing that is going to protect you 100%. This is nothing in this business is guaranteed. Okay, you're not guaranteed that when you roll out of bed that you ain't gonna break your neck. That's just life. Okay, this is life. This is why 90% of the population works for somebody else, because they're not willing to do what we do as business owners. That's take a risk, take a chance, step out and do things that they're not willing to do. That's why people who take risks get great gains. People who don't take risks work for somebody else and complain. Okay? There are no guarantees in nothing you do. And there's definitely no guarantees in business. I don't care if you're selling potato chips on the side of the road. There's no guarantee that somebody's gonna come by. Right? Nothing is guaranteed in life. Nothing. And in business, that is more true than anything else. But, like I said before, in running a business, not everybody is meant to run a business. If you want guarantees, go work for Walmart. They give you guarantees. They guarantee you what? $9 an hour, $10 an hour. They guarantee you when you come to work, they're going to have something for you to do. They guarantee that you're going to, you got to come in and work at a certain time. They're going to guarantee that you get off at a certain time. That's guarantees. So if you want guarantees, go find a job. Okay? This is running a business. Ain't no guarantees in running a business. You got to make a business do what a business do. Okay? And this is not for the faint of heart. I'm be honest with you. And like I told y'all, I don't hold punches. I don't sugarcoat things. I tell it to you just the way it is. This is business. And in business, that's why most big corporations, they have their executives required reading is the Art of War by Sun Tzu. Okay, he's one of the great statuses of statistical warfare. Why? Because business is war. It's just like fighting a battle. Okay, and there are no guarantees in combat. There are no guarantees in business. There are no guarantees in anything, really. You know, I mean, a lot of people say, well, you know, I got certain, you ain't got no guarantees in nothing. Just because you got a contract don't mean that you're guaranteed to do some stuff. You can't make people do what they don't want to do. Now, you can try to enforce it. You can go to court and get a legal ruling on it and get a court to force their decision on it and things like that. Even when you win big lawsuits, there's no guarantee you're going to get paid. A lot of lawsuits are easy to win, but try collecting on them. Just because you win a $40 million lawsuit don't mean that you're going to get $40 million. It don't mean you're going to get anything. Well, the person ain't got that kind of money. You can sue them for all you want to, but if they can't pay it, they can't pay it. What you going to do? You going to turn their sweat into money? I don't think so. All right? So, if you're looking for guarantees, all I can tell you is this. Go work for Walmart. They give you guarantees all day long. You know, there's a whole bunch of them. They got job openings if you want a guarantee. But this is business. Okay? And in business, you got to make it do what it do. Plain and simple. All right. How do you find carriers on this load board? All right. Let's go back here. All right. But this is one of the reasons why I like this load board, because you can pretty much find your way out of stuff. If you got carriers that are looking for way out of Florida, stuff like this and that, this is a good load board to go find with that. If you're looking for carriers on this load board, it's got a thing where it says managed trucks. Okay? You see here, archive trucks, hot shots, things like that. But this is not a great load board for finding trucks. This is a good load board for finding loads. Not every load board has all the same features as other load boards. Not every load board is going to be a good load board for finding trucks. Not every load board is going to be a good load for finding loads. For that sense, some load boards are better at stuff than they are at other stuff. This is not one of those load boards that's good for finding trucks. Okay, I'm just letting you know that. So if you're looking for trucks, this is not the load board for you. Well, they can see here. I mean, they got archive trucks and things like this and that, but even that, they don't have a whole bunch of trucks. You see what I'm saying? So you're not going to come on here and find a whole bunch of trucks. If you're looking for trucks, go to Truckers Pass. Truckers Pass, you can find all kinds of trucks. You can put in what you're looking for, reefers, put in whatever you want to put in, and they'll pull them up for you. But Truckers Pass is a great place to go find trucks. If you still want to access 123 load board, if you want to go ahead and get access onto that, we don't do 123 anymore. But if you want to access on 123, great load board for finding trucks. You can get onto that load board. If you have the Ascend TMS, you get access to it for free. Okay, it comes with that. If you get the Ascend TMS, which is like $49 a month, it comes with that. If you want to get 123, but 123 Truckers Pass, and there's some other load boards in that free load board search that are great for trucks. The load board that Charles Monday has you access to has some good leads for trucks, and we'll go over that next week. But for right now, if you're looking for trucks, go to Truckers Pass, or if you have access to 123, or log on to that load board we talked about that in the back office that's under
Calvin,
yeah.
did you say then you get free access to 123 low board?
Yeah, if you have a SIN, you get free access. It comes with the access. It gives you access to 123.
Okay, because I was fixing to sign up and pay for both, so I only need to sign up for one. Thank you.
You don't need them both. You don't need them both. So contact 123 and let them know that you have a SIN. Because if you sign up for the SIN premium, you get access to 123 and Truckers Pass for free.
So I need the premium SIN?
Well, you need the one that you're paying like $49 a month for.
They got one for $59.
Are you on it? Are you paying for this SIN?
I'm fixing to.
Yeah, if you're paying for this SIN, the $49 a month. Okay, if you're paying the $49 a month for a SIN, you get free access to 123 and Truckers Pass. Now, I don't know if you get it with anything less than that. That's the only one I've ever had was the $49 a month package with the SIN. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
yeah.
I know with that one you get it for free.
49 is the middle one, and then they have one for $59, which is the premium. I thought.
No, you can get the $49 one, and it still gives you access to it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So, but yeah. Anonymous just said. Okay, Roger says. Okay, hold on. Let's get one thing at a time. Anonymous says 123 said that they would not give access to dispatchers, not even with the drivers in. What? Now, why would they not do that?
Same thing happened to me, Calvin.
Wow.
Calvin.
Look,
yeah.
That loophole you told me about, that'll get it.
Let's go ahead and spray my shower down because everybody's using it.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we stopped dealing with them. Okay, because they're doing some strange stuff over there. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, they changed their policy. I talked to the woman the other day.
Yeah, cause they switched up on us midstream, right in the middle of, you know. First they said that we could do this and do that, and we can have as many people logged on as we wanted to, and all, as long as we had the premium account and all that type of stuff. And then all of a sudden they just switched up on it after about 2 years of doing business with them. So it is what it is, and I don't know why they wouldn't let you come on if you got your carrier's MC number and your carrier has authorized you to go find them loads. Yeah, but that sounds like a legal issue to me.
She said that's what they do. She said they connect drivers and loads, so they don't need nobody else doing that. That's what she told me. I said, even that'll let dispatchers account. I said, but okay then. So I don't know if it'll integrate with a CNTMS or not.
Yeah, but I know the CNTMS says that it comes with it. So you may want to contact the CN and let them know that they're not honoring that.
Okay. All right.
You understand what I'm saying? That's how I would handle it. And then let a CN put the pressure on them and say, look, if you want to continue a relationship with us, you got to honor your agreement.
Okay.
Because they got with it. Because if that's the case, then the CN is going to do what? It's going to say, well, we no longer have the 123. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
You let them put pressure on them for that because they have a big account with the CN, and if they're not honoring the terms, because the CN is advertising, and they put out that if you get the CN TMS with the premium, you get 123, and you get Truckers Pass that comes with it.
Okay. But yeah, she said they changed their policy. I said, okay, then. I was told different, so I didn't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Like I said, that's business. Can't take it personal. It's just business, you know. I mean, business is business. That's what I mean. There are no guarantees in life. No guarantees in business. And that's just where it is. But fortunately enough, there are thousands of other load boards. Okay? We got quite a few of them here that you all can access. You don't necessarily have to access that one. You can access others too. There are hundreds and thousands of other load boards. And that's the great thing about this business. All right. But if you're looking for trucks, Truckers Pass, and some of the other load boards that have access to the truck, go through the load boards we have here in the back office and just look for them. Just go through them and find the ones that have good Looking at some of them here, just to take a quick look at them. If you're looking for trucks, you should be able to go through these and find the ones that offer good access to trucks and stuff like that. Matching a lot of loads. Right, this right here has some load matches. Full loads, partial loads, any date, any type, any origin, any destination. Load manager. Load. You can post loads, things like that. Save searches. With your main forward. But I think that's the other part that we had on there. Okay, but there are a whole bunch of different load boards that we have. Here's one here. Top logistics. This is one that we're going to be going over here sometime or another here in the coming weeks too. This is one right here that we're going to be getting that we have access to also. Okay, carriers, available loads, my available offers, history, assigned orders, deliver orders, settlement, reporting, available loads, utilities, edit. That's what they've got. Love this flash. But we have access to plenty of load boards, as you all can see. I'm just kind of going through them real quick. We're gonna get to training on each one of these each week. But you see, you have different searches for these things. You can search for loads, you can search for trucks and things like that. Carriers, available offers. And we're gonna go through all of these and kind of click on and try to see what these are for assigned orders and things like that. Utilities, available loads, and home. All right, but we're gonna get to these as we go about our weekly training. But let's get back to where we were. All right, here we go. But this is a great load board for finding loads. Okay, that's what this is. This is not a great load board for finding trucks. This is a great load board for finding loads. Okay, if you want to look for trucks, Truckers Path is a good load board to go look for trucks at. If you want to look for loads, Truckers Path is good for finding loads, but this is also a good one for finding loads. If you're looking for let's see here. Let's just look for all those. If you're looking for a load just running from anywhere, you don't even have to put anything in here. Just put in what you're looking for. You put down here, just want to see what's out there in loads general. You just click. Nope. Hold up here. My search load. My eyesight is really terrible right now, so y'all have to forgive me. I have to get up close to the screen so I can see just to see what I'm doing. But I usually just go through this state by state. And if you're looking for loads, leaving out of California, out of Colorado, out of Florida, Georgia, Alabama, just wherever. I usually just go through it state by state. I put in what I'm looking for, and you click search, or you put in by the equipment. You put in by box truck. If you're looking for, I know a lot of y'all was looking for hot shots, right? If you're looking for hot shots, come in and click just hot shots. You click on it, leaving out California. It's got a couple of loads leaving out. As I mentioned before, hot shots is one of those things that's not a whole lot of loads for. But this is one of those load boards where you can search for stuff like that if you're looking for it. Alabama, if you're looking for, let's see, try to find something that's hard to find. Box trucks, that's kind of hard to find those for. See how they do on that. Did it freeze up on me? I did put in Alabama in box trucks, right? Did it freeze up on me? Oh, there we go. Let me do this again. All right, Alabama and box trucks. Now let's try that again. Apparently don't have anything now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I didn't have anything now down for box trucks. So it's holding steady on the stuff that's hard to find. It's still hard to find. So that's why I don't do box trucks. Mississippi and flatbeds. I don't know if it's okay, just a computer. Got quite a few, but the normal stuff like flatbeds, reefers, and dry vans, as you can see, it has a ton of loads, just like that. And see all this stuff down here, this is just leaving out of Mississippi. All these, this is how many rows of stuff they've got. I mean, we're talking 19 rows of just like this right here. Just tons of loads. So they've got a lot of the regular stuff. If you're looking for what's the stuff you should be looking for, like your regular loads, your flatbeds, your reefers, your dry vans, things like that, they're gonna have a whole ton of those loads. So this is a good source for finding loads. It is a great source for finding loads. You can also look for loads. You can look for loads out to a certain date. Let's say if you're looking for loads that's leaving on, let's say next Wednesday. If you want to pre-book loads, like we were showing you all how you can book your carriers not just for today, but if you book them and you want to find them a load back, and you want to find them a load going somewhere else, you want to pre-book loads. You want to book them out 3 or 4 days at a time. Like I say, I sometimes book my carriers out 2 weeks at a time. This is a good site for finding loads that you can pre-book. In other words, if you got a carrier who is going down to Florida, all right, let's say he's going down to Florida, so you know that's where he's going to be at, and you got to get him out of Florida. But you know he's going down. Let's say he's going down there on Tuesday, or he'll get there on Tuesday. So Wednesday he's going to need to load out. So you go ahead and you put in the originating state is in Florida, and you look in the pickup date is on what's Wednesday of next week. Anybody know what's Wednesday? Wednesday is the what? Somebody with a calendar talk to me.
The
Anybody got a
25th.
calendar?
The 25th.
The 25th. All right, there we go. So let's look for the 25th. Let's look for 04/25, 2018. So if you're looking for that, and let's say he's a flatbed, well, let's say he's a reefer. Let's look for something else. Let's say he's a reefer. So he's a reefer, and see what they got leaving out of there. See, there you go. All these loads are leaving out on the 25th, out of Florida.
How do you time it with, them getting sleep and a truck running?
What do you mean time it? All right.
Like, how will you know what time they'll be able to pick it up and what?
Because and this is where you got to know how your driver drives. Because the average driver with the hours of service now can drive 600 miles average, 600 miles and 11-hour driving shift. All right. So if you got someone who's leaving, let's say Texas, going down to Miami, and let's say it's 800 miles, right? It's going to take them what? You're going to drive for 11 hours. They're going to go 600 miles, right? And they're going to shut down for 10. All right. So if they're leaving here, if they're leaving on Monday, going from Texas down to Miami, Florida, and let's say it's 800 miles. They're going to drive for 11 hours, right? They're going to shut down, right? 11 hours, they got 600 miles. So they got what? 200 more miles to go, right? 200 more miles to go. They shut down if they leave here on Monday. So on Monday night, they're shutting down, right? They should get there about 3 o'clock. If they leave early that Monday morning, they should shut down about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they're shutting down. They got 10 hours from that time that they got to be shut down for 10 hours. So from 4 in the morning, from 4 in the afternoon until when? It's 10 hours. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So 2 o'clock in the morning, they can start back running. Okay? Most carriers, if they're serious about running, when they hit that 10 hours, when they hit I have my alarm clock set for 8 hours. I get up after 8 hours. I go in to the truck stop, take me a good hot shower, wake myself up in the morning, go in and get me a little breakfast or whatever I need to do. Come back out and do my pre-check, checking around my truck, doing my pre-trip, right? Checking around my truck, make sure ain't nobody done tamper with my doggone slide by that, because you got some nasty people out there, and trust me, they do that. Y'all don't know that, but they'll do it. They'll go in there, unhook your fifth wheel, while you sleep, and then if you don't do your pre-check, you pull off, your trailer, boom, drops at the ground.
Yep. Keep that trailer around the back of them.
I'm telling you, y'all, they would do that. It's a lot of, it's some that. That's why I always say protect yourself at all times, because I learned that from driving trucks. Protect yourself at all times. Get out, check your fifth wheel, check that fifth wheel latch, check your tires, check your air connections, all that stuff. So you got some nasty people out there that will take all that stuff loose, and just to see you get messed up. So I do my pre-check. By the time I hit them 10 hours, I'm pulling out that gas. I'm pulling out that fuel lane. I done got fueled up. I'm on the road. Come 3 o'clock, 3:30, I'm on the road. Why? Because I got 2 more hours to get to where I need to be. I'm going to get there, be waiting for them at 6 a.m. to open up at 7. So what? Back in there and unload my truck. I get my truck unloaded, guess what? I'm ready to go grab another load. Because I only lost about 2 hours. If I got in there early enough, hour, maybe another hour, so now I got how many hours left? I can go grab another load. Exactly. I can go grab another load either that afternoon, you see what I'm saying? And you got to know this to be able to pre-book your carriers out.
So when they drop that load off, the time stop?
No. If you're backed up, if you're in the West Coast, you can put yourself in a sleeper while you're unloaded. Now, smart drivers know how to do this. Smart carriers know that when you pull up to the shipper, right, and you've been driving for at least 4 hours, you got 4 hours at least ticked off your clock, you put yourself in a sleeper. Go ahead and put the sleeper thing back on, right? What you're doing is you're cutting off your time for your 70-hour clock out for the week. It's not going to save you time for that day, but what it does is building up your time that you can run more hours at the end of the week. So you may not have to do a reset, because if you do enough sleeper time while you're loading up, you may be able to avoid doing a 34-hour reset. You may be able to slide through the whole weekend without doing a reset, which means you can run loads for the whole weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit complicated, but if you know what you're doing, I've seen drivers who know what they're doing run their truck for 2 weeks without a reset and don't run out of hours. Because every time they back up to what's called and they're getting loaded, they put themselves in a sleeper, or you're not stopping your time clock, you're diverting your time clock. That's all you're doing. It's not stopping it, but you're diverting it. That way you're saving yourself that sleeper time. You're saving yourself that reset time. So you don't have to worry about resetting. Okay? So that's how that works. All right. But this is a good load board for pre-booking loads out for days in advance, weeks in advance, and things like that. All right? All right. Hold on a second here. I wish they could close that off so it's not supposed to be in here yet. Excuse me. We have this booked until 1 o'clock. We have this booked until 1 o'clock. So, but we'll be out in about a half hour. But you have everybody wants to interrupt today. I don't know who this is. Give me a second, you all. This is Calvin with RBBS.
Hi, this is Charlene with My Eye Doctor. Is this Mr. Butler?
This is Mr. Butler.
We're just calling to confirm your appointment for Monday, sir. We got you down with Dr. Harmon at 10:30.
Yes, ma'am. I will be there. I got to get my eyes fixed.
All righty. We'll see you then. You have a beautiful weekend.
Okay, you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
But all right, that was my eye doctor. Okay, I got to get my eyes fixed because I'm tired of squinching down. I'm looking at this thing, so I got to get my eyes fixed. But but you can pre-book your loads out, and this is a good site for doing that because if you know how to pre-book your loads out, you got a carrier who's going to be pulling in there on Tuesday, and you know that by Wednesday that they're going to need a load because they drop on Tuesday. You're going to let them say, okay, I'm going to let you shut down for the rest of the day Tuesday and let you reset your clock. So just fire them a load leaving out Wednesday morning. Hence, you're going to look for stuff on the 25th, picking up on the 25th. So that when they drop that load on Tuesday, they go in there and they drop it on Tuesday, they can scoot on over to a truck stop, right? Shut down and enjoy the rest of their day, right? Give them some good sleep at night. They're really going to be able to sleep for longer than 10 hours. Why? Because they're going over, or they can run over there, pick the load up, and then go back to the truck stop and then shut down. One or the other. If they can get in there early, call the shipper and say, hey, I'm in town right now. I've got 3 hours left on my clock. There's enough time for me to scoot over there and grab that load. So they say, yeah, come on over and pick it up. So they can go over there, grab that load, right? Then they can shoot back to the truck stop and then shut down. Okay? Or they can wait, go to the truck stop, shut down, get over there early in the morning and pick that load up. So, but either way, you can pre-book them out if you get good at booking your carriers out. And this is what I mean. You got to know how your carrier runs. You got to know your capability of your carrier. This is what goes back to saying having good communication and developing a relationship with your carriers. Because if you know your carriers and your carriers know you, it's going to make it easier for you to pre-book them. It's also going to lessen the chance that your carrier is not going to do what? It's going to stiff you on paying you what they owe you. Okay? Contracts don't guarantee that a carrier will pay you, but a good relationship will. Did y'all hear what I just said? Contracts won't guarantee that a carrier will pay you, but a good relationship will. It is more important for you to have a good line of communication with your carrier and a good relationship with your carrier because that's going to lessen the chance that they're not going to pay you. That's how you create good carriers. That's how you formulate and create your good list. All right. Some people have gone ahead and said, Todd says, and you're right, and figure 1 to 2 hours to offload unless drop and hook, and 1 or 2 hours to load. George says, I'm on Trucker's Path looking for carriers, and they're saying no trucks available. What do you mean, George? You can't be on Trucker's Path and it says no trucks available. All right. Let's see what you're doing wrong here, George. Let's go to Trucker's Path. George said he's on Trucker's Path, and they said no trucks available. Well, it is Saturday, but let's see here. Let's see what you're looking at. All right. Loads for brokers. All right. Sign in. All right. Georgia says no active loads available. But if you click on where it says trucks, look at all them trucks, George. See all them trucks? You see all them trucks, George? George, you there? Well, now George ain't got nothing to say now, huh?
I'm sorry. I'm here. I was on the site trying to see what you were saying.
Yeah. There's always trucks on Trucker's Path, George. I mean, Trucker's Path, that's place you go to find trucks. And that's just in Alabama. Now, if you want to click, and that's just, well, and you get this, you can click it by,
so I have to
search
use
by
a specific state in order to find the trucks there.
Yeah, you can search by reefer. No, you can just click just Alabama if you want to. You can click it by the state.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because right now I'm on all states, any equipment, and it's saying no trucks found.
Well, if you're on all states, any equipment, I'm finding trucks. I see 308 trucks.
I don't know what's going on there.
Obviously, you're doing something a little bit different than what I'm doing. But yeah, there are trucks. There's always trucks on Trucker's Path.
All right.
And you can pull them up by what type of truck you're looking for if you want to. If you want to look for just flatbeds or vans or power onlys, you can just click off what you want. Now, if you say any, if you got like that, it's going to show up. But if you say any and it highlights all of them, it checks them all, you're going to find them. Also, check your safety ratings. Do you have it where you only at a certain safety rating? That might be it too. Check your safety rating. I always keep satisfactory and conditional checked.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
But as y'all can see, Truckers Path is where you go find your trucks. That's where you go find your trucks. And then some of these other ones is where you go find your loads. But if you're looking to book loads out, yeah, go ahead.
What does that mean, satisfactory or conditional?
That means that carrier is a good carrier, or they've been known to run the loads on time. They haven't had bad inspections. They pass their checks at the weigh stations. Things like that.
Okay.
Calvin, that's checked as well, and it's still not pulling up no trucks.
Are you logged in?
Huh?
How come I'm able to pull them up, but you're not?
It's saying I'm logged in under dispatch.
All right. Now, are you looking on? We got the same login, right?
Right.
All right. So if I'm able to pull them up, you should be able to pull them up, right?
I should be able to.
All right. So obviously you're doing something that I'm not doing, right?
I went straight in, and it's.
All right. Hold up. Slow down. Obviously you're doing something that I'm not doing. Because I'm pulling them up. Everybody's seeing me pull them up.
I saw you pull them up too.
So obviously you're doing something. We need to figure out what you're doing that's different from what I'm doing. Because you're obviously doing something different. When you went in, are you under where it says truckloads for brokers?
Let's see. Maybe I need to back all the way out and see. Freight.
Maybe you do. Let's see here. I don't want to waste too much time because we only got about 20 minutes left.
It's okay. I'll figure it out. Go ahead on.
But make sure that you're under, when you're looking for trucks, right, you got to be under where it says truckloads for brokers. When you're looking for loads, you got to be on the truckloads for carriers.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
I'm on it.
All right.
I'm about to figure it out.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. Let's go back to where we were. All right. But like I said, if you want to find loads where you can pre-book these loads, this site right here, free freight search is a good way to go find that. Now, when you see these checks down here, this check mark is for loads that are eligible to receive 50% when load is picked up and up to 100% funding on delivery. Now, for those of you who have been asking me about carriers, say, well, do you all prepay or do you do advance pay or do you do, you know what I'm saying? This is a good load board to search for that on, because when you see that little red check mark, that means that broker is offering prepay or offering advance pay or offering pay at delivery, which means they can get paid faster. You have to wait a week. They can pay on the next day or 2 days later. Okay? So if you're looking for loads that are good prepay loads or loads that are offered the advance pay, this is when you see that check mark on here, that's what that means. Okay? So that means this load right here offers the advance pay or the 50%, which means when he picks the load up, he can probably get half his pay when he picks the load up. All he's got to do is when he picks it up, he takes a picture of the BOL, shoots it over to the broker, or shoot over to you, you shoot over to the broker. The broker then go ahead and authorize half his money. And he can probably be sent to him on his comm data card or his, or some type of pay card that they have. Okay? So for those of you who were asking this week about, we had quite a few people at one time asking, saying some carriers were asking them, do we offer prepaid? Now, when they ask us stuff, we don't offer anything because you're just dispatching. You don't offer anything. The broker who you're getting the loads from is the one who offers that type of stuff. So if they ask about lumper pay, in case y'all don't know, that is the pay that they pay these guys to load and unload the trucks. Some places charge you to load and unload your truck. It's not included in your load fee. It's not included in the fee that you want to pick the truck up for and all that type of stuff. You have to pay them out of pocket. Okay? There are quite a few places that do that. So,
Will you know before you book the load?
Not necessarily. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. That's a good question to ask your broker when you book the load. Ask them, is the lumper fee included? Just ask them. These are things that you normally that you learn to ask from doing. I mean, like anything else. You get hit with drivers. I didn't know I had to pay a lumper fee when I got here. Now I don't have no money to be paying these guys no $75 to load this truck. I see lumper fees as high as $350, $400. You die, pay a lot of you die. The lumper fees get up there. They get up there. So, but yeah, ask your broker when you put loads. That's one of the things that you all might want to incorporate in your things that you ask the broker about when you call the broker. Is lumper fee included? Does this require TARP? Does this require that? Does this, that kind of stuff. And you learn this as you go through deal after deal after deal, little things that will come up to you, and you'll learn. Okay? But that's one of the things you all really should start asking your brokers when you call them about the lumper fees, and ask them are they included. Okay? And that's a good way to negotiate your what's called up to. No, lumper fee is not included. But if lumper fee is not included, can we at least get another 20 cents on the dollar? Another 20 cents per mile? You see what I'm saying? To offset that lumper fee? Or can I get another $75 to offset the lumper fee, or $100 to offset that lumper fee? You see what I'm saying? And so, and then you let your carrier know, hey, to offset your lumper fee, I got you, here's your $100. He goes, oh, okay, cool. Now the carrier knows that he's got to pay the lumper fee himself, but he got $100 on this card to offset that. You see what I'm saying? So these are little things that you need to learn to do to better satisfy your carriers. All right. Now, if you post trucks on here, this has a way for you to post trucks. Let's say you all have carriers. You got your carriers. All right, you can actually come to this site and you can post your carrier's truck. All right, and then what it would do, all right, you can put in here, looking for a full load, looking for a partial load, what type of equipment you have, where the truck is, and all that type of stuff. Put the additional information in here. You can put in there, looking for loads that's paying average $2.50 per mile, need loads that's paying $2.75 per mile, whatever it could be, then you post your truck. What that's going to do is it is going to match your truck or your carrier with loads that match what you put it in that you're looking for. Now, did y'all hear what I just said? Did you understand it? Okay? Did you understand it? Oh yeah, detention time also too. Someone just put detention time. That's another thing you got to ask about. Beer and coat loads in St. Louis area dock times are about 3 to 4 hours. Yeah, you get some long dock times on those beer and truck loads. So you got to ask them about your detention time, which means they pay you after you've been there for 2 hours. They start paying you. I've seen some pay. Detention pay can be pretty good now. Detention pay can be pretty good. I've seen some when I was with Covenant, I've seen some detention pay that paid $60 an hour. Literally $60 an hour. For every hour you're there longer than such and such, longer than 2 hours. Okay, so that detention pay can add up. depending on where it's at. All right, but this area right here where it says post your truck. So if you got, let's say someone says they're looking for loads and you got a carrier and you can't find loads for them. You've been searching for a load for this one carrier and you can't find loads. Or let's say you just lazy and instead of you going to look for a load, you come in and just post your truck. Come in and post that truck. Put in, okay, this guy's in Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, you put in the zip code. You do not put in the zip code. You put in the city and state. Put in the date that he needs a load for. He needs a load for tomorrow, whatever the case may be. All right, he's a flatbed, or he's a drive-in, or he's a reefer. You put that in right here. You click on it, it's going to pull up. What type of truck he is. You put in the amount of trailer. He's looking for a full load, or he's looking for a partial load. Then you put down here, carrier needs $2.50 per mile load. Or needs a load that's paying such. Then you click post. Then it's going to match you with loads out there that fit where you at, where he's leaving from, the type of trailer he is, the type of money he wants, all that type of stuff. Okay? And that's another good feature of this load board. It allows you to be able to post your truck and match your carrier with the type of load that he wants, which works perfectly with what? Our pitch. How much money do you need to move your truck? So this feature right here works perfect with our pitch. Okay? That's what that feature works perfect with. All right? I need to start letting them know they close this place off after sprint code. We're supposed to have this until 1 o'clock. But you post that, and that way you're able to get your truck the load that they want when they want it. Okay? So that's a good area right there for finding the type of loads that you want for your truck. All right? Anybody have any questions on that? Anybody have any questions on this feature right here? No questions on this feature? Nobody? All right, cool. All right. All right. Questions. So we get ready to wrap this up. Let's go into our question stage.
When you post the truck, don't you put your phone number?
Yeah, you put your information down there, or you put down there that you them call you because you're the one who posted it. You're the rep for the carrier. You're the rep for the carrier. So you put your number down there. It's a good idea that you do, because if you don't, they're probably gonna have TNT Freight's information on there, because this is their login. You know what I'm saying? So in the additional information, that's where you put contact such and such or such and such. On top of how much money you're looking for on the loads. Okay. All right. Questions. Open questions. Let's answer some questions real quick before we get up out of here, because we're getting ready to get up out of here. Questions. Anybody got any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Anybody got something they need me to answer? Wow. Okay. Nobody got any questions?
I start doing it.
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but Truckers Pass is kicking my butt. All right, Rodney. Since we got some time to kill, let's get Rodney situated on this Trucker Pass. Let's see what Truckers Pass is doing here. All right, Rodney. Here's what to do. Log out. Log out Truckers Pass. Okay.
I logged out and logged back in.
All right. Just follow me, Rodney. Follow me. Take your time.
Log out.
Don't get ahead of me. Okay. Let's do this all at the same time. Okay.
I'm about to log out.
All right. Let's do this at the same time. All right. So we're on Truckers Pass. All right.
Sign
now.
up.
All right. Don't log in yet. When you go to Truckers Pass, let's go back to Truckers Pass. Let's go to Truckers Pass.
Hold on. Let me see what you're doing, because I'm
on Truckers Pass. You on Truckers Pass. All right. Up here, where it says truckloads.
Go to the brokers, truckloads
for brokers. Click on that.
Hold on. All right.
It takes you back to the log. Takes you back to the sign-in page, right?
It didn't take me back yet. Hold on. All right. Freight truckers pack. Okay. Let's go back. Is loading. All right. Now you say go to truckloads for brokers, right?
Yep.
All right. Truckloads for brokers. It's saying sign in.
All right. Click the sign in. Hold on. All right. Up top, you see what it says dispatch, so you're in the same area I'm in, right?
It's loading. All right, now hold on. It's asking me to sign in again. Give me a second. Let me do the password and log in. Username.
Use the login from the back office page.
Right. I'm in there.
All right. Now, what do you see?
Wait, I'm still doing the login. I got to do the password now. All right, let's see what I see. It's saying Lowe's truck search and GPS.
All right. Click truck search.
Click truck search. Truck search. No trucks found. It's saying the same thing.
No trucks found. It's something about your computer. All right. In the pickup area, does it say all trucks?
In my pickup area,
does it say all states?
All trucks, and then it says.
Does it say? Just stay with me. Does it say all states?
All states, yes, sir.
Okay. All right. In the equipment area, does it say any?
Says any, yes.
In the safety rating, what does it say over there?
Satisfactory and conditional.
All right. You're not getting no trucks.
I'm not getting nothing. Nada. Zippo.
There's something wrong with you. That's on your ear. Is anybody else having that same problem?
No, I got the same thing you got, Kevin.
All right, so Roger, there's something going on with your computer, man. Because that's on your ear. It ain't on our ear.
I had to figure out what's going on.
All right. Are you using Chrome?
Yeah.
Get out of Chrome. Everybody know I hate Google Chrome. Thanks, Charles. Because Charles knows I hate Google Chrome, and there's a reason why I hate Google Chrome. Okay, Google does some crazy stuff. So get out of Chrome. If you all want to use a browser that is friendly to all the truckloads and things you need to do for pulling stuff up, for pulling up multiple pages and things like that, get yourself Firefox. Okay, Mozilla Firefox is the one to go with. I know they say the Internet Explorer runs faster, but nothing integrates more stuff than Mozilla Firefox. Mozilla Firefox is going to give you less problems. It's going to allow you to be able to, because a lot of these load boards have multiple things going on, like pulling up maps, pulling up trucks, pulling up destinations, showing you all this other stuff. And some of these restricted browsers like Google are not very well integrated with a lot of these truck things. Thanks, Charles, because that's what it was. Charles just alerted me that he asked me what browser is he using, and it's your browser. And when you said that clicked with me. That's you. Are you in Google Chrome? Because I hate. The only thing I like about Google Chrome is their Chromecast. Other than that, I don't do nothing on Google Chrome. Okay, so
I'm downloading as we speak.
Yeah. Internet Explorer is decent, but I'm a Mozilla Firefox. I don't care what I'm on. I don't have no problem getting access to all the stuff I need to access and all the different features when I'm on Monzo. Okay, so that's what I like. And thanks again, Charles.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's your browser. All right. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Oh boy. Now, coming up here in the next week or so, we are good. Like I said, we are getting our authority. So you're gonna see us putting out a lot of stuff on bringing on carriers. Now, I can't tell y'all how many doors that's gonna open up for us when we bring on these carriers. When we start listing carriers. Because now we'll be able to have our own trucks and run our own loads and things like that, and you all will have access to those carriers. So we're primarily, and we're not doing this for our we're doing this primarily so our students, you all, will have access to a carrier group, and we can work on building the network's own carrier group. That's gonna translate into a lot more loads being ran when and where you need them to run, just like that. Okay, so we're going to be looking to build this group as large as we can. That's why we're paying the kind of money we're going to be paying, and no one out there is paying 90%. I'm telling y'all that right. Ain't nobody paying that kind of money for owner-operators leased on. Okay, yes, we are taking it short, but we're taking it short because, for one thing, you all are students. And it's just a way to increase your earning power while you're learning, and it helps everybody make a little money at the same time. So unlike other trucking companies, we're not in this to make 25% or 30% on the load. That's not what we're in this. We're in this to have access to carriers that will run loads when we need them to run. And that's where you got to pick up. That's where we got to pick up the difference in what others are earning and what we are earning, because it's going to help you all to translate and make more money and make things a lot smoother for you. Also, we're bringing on, by getting our carrier authority, that's going to give us access to Central Dispatch, which is the auto hauling platform. Okay, now the way we're going to be doing that, we have to train you all on how we're going to be doing it, because we're doing this different than what everybody else is doing, because you all are not brokers, and so we don't violate any of the Federal Motor Carriers rules. You all are going to have to do this strictly as dispatchers, which means we're going to be offering the auto haulers, the carriers themselves. They're going to be getting a lot more money from us than they get from anybody else. Because see, all right, real quick, I can go over this real quick with y'all. So this is how it works. Central Dispatch works like this. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull up Central Dispatch for you real quick. Central Dispatch works like this. This is Central Dispatch. And you notice here, they only have places for shippers and dealers, brokers and carriers. Dispatchers can't really get on to Central Dispatch. You either got to be a carrier, you got to be a broker, or you got to be a dealer. Okay? Now, this is how it normally works. The broker will go to the dealer, right, and negotiate with the dealer to move his cars at a certain rate. Let's say $350 a car or $400 a car. Okay? Then that broker, once he gets that contract in hand, 30 cars moved at $350 a car, he'll come over here and make the carrier an offer of $175 a car. He's keeping the spread. That's what we mean by front-end margins here with the dealer and back-end margins. But only a broker can do that, because only a broker can change the amount of money he gets from the shipper or from a dealer to what he's paying the carrier. You understand what I'm saying? Only a broker. We can't do that. You're not brokers. You don't have a bond. You don't have the authority to change money. You don't have the authority to disperse money. So therefore, you can't do that. So how we're gonna have to operate as strictly as dispatchers. We can go to the dealer and negotiate that same $350 or that $400 per car. But then when we go to the carrier, we say, we've got this with this dealer, and that dealer, and you're going to be paid $350 a car or $400 a car. Look what just happened. They're used to seeing $175 a car or $200 a car. Right. They're not used to seeing $350 to $400 a car, because we're going to be giving them all the money. Now, for that, we're going to be asking for 20%. Yes, it's higher than our normal 10%, but we're offering them a lot more than what anybody else is offering them. You understand what? Now, do y'all understand how this is going to work? Because we're acting strictly as dispatchers, but we can negotiate on the front end on behalf of the carrier. We just can't hold back any money. You understand what we're saying? So that's how we're going to have to operate. We're going to have to operate as negotiators with the dealer, but whatever we get from the dealer, we can't hold back any of that money going to the carrier. But because we are giving them all the money, we can have a higher percentage rate. Because normally, these carriers don't pay the broker anything. The broker pays them $150, $175 a car. But we're going to go to them and say, no, look, we're not brokers. We represent you in this. We represent you. And because we represent you, whenever we negotiate with that dealer, all that's going to you. And then you break us off 20%. Just like what we do now, instead of right now, we're getting broke off 10%. You see what I'm saying? So, in the auto hauling, we will be working on strictly on behalf of the carriers, negotiating with the dealers, and whatever we get from the dealers, all that goes to the carrier, and the carrier breaks us off 20%. And you see how that benefits the carrier a lot more? Because normally the carrier's only getting what? $150, $175 per car. Now they're looking at, and I'll show you what the difference is in that. Here. Now, in fact, let's do the difference. Let's show you what it looks like money-wise. Money-wise, this is what that looks like. All right? And can y'all still see my screen? Can y'all see my calculator?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Money-wise, this is what this is going to look like. We got about 10 minutes. All right. Money-wise, this is what it's going to look like. Normally, a carrier would get, let's say, $175 per car times 30 cars. If it's a 30-car run, that means that carrier is only making $5,250, right? All right. Now, that broker, if you were negotiating $350 a car, he's getting what? $175 too, right? Like the $175. So that broker's holding back $5,250. You see, that's what normally happens. But that carrier don't even see that another $5,000. All he sees is that $5,250. He don't see the other $5,250 or $4,000 or whatever it is that the broker is holding back. You see what I'm saying? But here we come along with our little managed behind. We're gonna come along and we're gonna go and negotiate with the dealer just like the broker do, and we're gonna get that $350 a car, right? Times 30 cars, 10,500 minus. Then they break us off 20%, 2,100, which leaves them with what? $8,400 a car. You see how this benefits them a lot more? Now, once we brand this, when we're going to be branding and showing that we're going to be getting them more money, who do you think they're going to come to? Who do you think those auto dealers are going to be seeking out? Exactly, because they're going to the brokers. The brokers are only giving them what? Only showing them what they get, what they're offering them. They're only showing them the second part of that margin. Because remember, they're showing them the back end margin. Because remember, brokers can negotiate front end and back end margin. We're only going to be able to negotiate the front end margin, whatever that front end margin is. That carrier gets the whole benefit of that front end margin, and then they pay us our fee, which is 20%. So we're not acting as brokers, we're acting strictly as dispatchers, and this is how we can do it legally, and this is the only way we can do it. Now, in doing it this way, you all still going to make a good portion more money than you would normally make on a load. You're not going to make as much as brokers are, but you're going to be making a hell of a lot more than you do on your normal loads now. So if you got a 30-car move, which is not uncommon when they go into the auctions, they just bought 30, 40, 50. I've seen go to auctions, they're about 30, 40, 50 cars. Some of these big used car dealerships. On the low end, they may get what? 15 cars. But on the average, it's around 25 to 30 cars that they have moved down to their dealership every single week. So they had big sales on the weekend. They moved half the inventory because car dealerships sell 300, 400, 600 cars per month. That's a lot of cars. They gotta keep that lot full. They gotta keep that lot full. So they're instead of bringing in cars from the auction, instead of buying cars and bringing them in from the auction. So with that being said, if we come on to Central Dispatch and the average fee for 30 cars is around $5,200, and we come in and say, look, our average fee for 30 cars is around $8,000 to $9,000. Who do you think they're going to be willing? Who do you think they're going to contract with? Who do you think them carriers going to be? You understand what I'm saying? Then we're averaging what? $2,400 to $2,800 on our end. See how that works? Do y'all understand that? Does everybody get that? Talk to me.
Got it.
All right. So
yes.
It's going to open up some doors. But before we do that, we got to get our carrier authority because we can't get on there without being a carrier. Because you either got to be a broker, you got to be a dealer, or you got to be a carrier. And that's why we're getting our carrier authority. Okay? All right. And it's gonna take a few weeks because we gotta go through the process. We gotta get all this stuff. We gotta get the insurance. We gotta find carriers that we can sign on with us before we can activate it and things like that. So, but it's gonna be worth it. It is going to be worth it. You all are gonna notice that when you get into this auto hauling thing. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Once we get into the auto hauling, if you say you're available, please be available. If that phone rings and you're not picking up the calls, that is bad. That is bad because look, when these car dealerships call and when these auto haulers call and a car dealership is calling and he's trying to get 50, 60 cars moved down to his dealership, it's Monday, he need them there by Wednesday. That's negotiating power. So if he needs them there by Wednesday, and you get on the phone with him, and he says, yeah, I got about 60 cars I need moved down from the Mayhem in Fort Lauderdale, back in Tallahassee, and I need my cars here by Wednesday. All right? If you want them here by Wednesday, I can get them here for you for $450 a car. He says, man, that's kind of steep. Yeah, but you need them here by Wednesday, right? I can guarantee you get them here by Wednesday at $450 a car. I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. What kind of money you want to spend? I don't think it's more like $250 a car. I can have me here at $250 a car. I can guarantee they'll be here by Friday. Well, I got to have them before Friday. But then, like I said, if you want me to guarantee that they'll be here by Wednesday, $450 a car. But at $250 a car, I can promise you by Friday, Thursday at the earliest. Put the screw to them. This is real negotiating. Okay, so you got to be ready. You can't be timid with these guys because these guys, look, they even think that you're timid. They're going to eat you alive. So these guys negotiate that's how they make their money. They negotiate. They sell. They sell in cars. They make their money by negotiating. They go to the auction. They negotiate. When they sell cars, the customers come on the lot. They negotiate. When they go to the service department, they negotiate. Probably when they go home and dealing with their wives, they're probably negotiating then too, because they're just so used to negotiate every single thing. So these guys are good at what they do. So you've got to be really, really, really confident in yourself and in what you're saying to them about what you're saying and how you're delivering that. Because if you come across like you don't know or you're not sure, they're gonna take your lunch. They're gonna take your lunch. You're gonna be like the kid going to school and that big fat bullet sitting waiting on you, and all your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. He's stealing all your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at lunchtime, and you sit out there under the tree and got that need. So these guys will take it. All right, but this is a great opportunity because like I say, it opens up a lot of doors. A lot of great money is made in auto hauling and on Central Dispatch, and that is the only platform. Central Dispatch is the only platform for the auto hauling. All right. With that being said, we're gonna close that out. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this week's broadcast. Got to get out of here. It's about 1 o'clock, so I thank you all again. I appreciate you all. Remember, starting from now on, after this Saturday, after every Saturday's broadcast, we won't be as available to you all to take phone calls for stuff that you all are trying to get answers to and this and that. On the chat group, yes. If you're on the chat group and I'm on the chat group and I see you all on there, I will answer questions from the chat group. Phone calls, not so much on Saturdays and Sundays. During the week, 24/5, 24/5, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You can call up, ask questions, that type of stuff. Like always, I pick up, okay? But during the weekends, on Saturdays, after this broadcast, we'll pretty much be shut down until Monday morning, except for on the except for on the chat group. Okay, I will be on the chat group doing some things. I'll be chiming in from time on the weekends, but we're trying to clear up more space for us to do some things that need to get done. So we got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of stuff we need to do, and I've just noticed I haven't had enough time in the day in getting it all done. So I've got to clear up some space to make that happen. All right. Thank you all again. We appreciate you all. Look to see y'all here again next week. I'll see y'all in the chat group. I'll see y'all on, during the week. Make some phone calls. Let's book some freight. Let's get some carriers signed up. Let's follow up. Real quick. Make sure all of you that have loads that were booked, and some of you, we got quite a few of you all who have loads that were booked this week. Make sure you follow up with your brokers, and no later than a week after that BOL is sent over, after the load is dropped, make sure you call them up and you check the status of your carrier's pay, because you want to make sure that you get those over and get those invoices over so we can get them billed out. And we should be having quite a few of them billed out, because I noticed that a lot of you all booked loads this week. And so the early part of this week, so you all should have made a phone call yesterday or making a phone call on Monday to check on those pay vouchers. All right, so make sure you do that. You follow up and get those your carrier invoice requests over to us so we can get them billed out and get you all paid. Again, follow up with your carriers. Communicate with your carriers. This is the best way to avoid your carrier stiffing you on what they owe you. Communications. Build a good relationship with your carrier. Because here again, they're not our carriers. We barely know them. So don't make us responsible for collecting on what they owe you. We just handle the billing. We just send it out. We send it out to them. We'll do what we can to follow up with them. If they're not paying you, we'll do what we can to put pressure on them, but it's not really our responsibility because they're your carrier. I don't know those people. You know them better than I do. They're your carrier. You don't want to sign them up. They sign your dispatch agreement. You're the one who's talking with them. I don't know them. I come to them, they look at me like Debo. That's how they looking at me. Why this guy talking about he want his money? He want the money. That's how they looking at me because they don't know me. Okay, so the best way to prevent me from looking like Debo is for you to have good communication with your carriers and kind of head that off and nip that in the bud. do some of that bud nipping, like they do on like old Barney Fife do. You know, you gotta do some bud nipping. All right, nip it in the bud. All right, thank y'all again. I appreciate y'all. See y'all here next week. Same back channel, same back time. Y'all have a good one.